Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got an absolutely crazy video for you that I can't believe I'm making, but Commando Pro from Modern Warfare 2 has returned to Call of Duty Vanguard. It's been 10 years since Modern Warfare 2 came out, where you could equip a tac knife, you could equip Commando, lightweight, marathon, and stab people from 15 feet away. It was so broken, it became a joke, a meme that might outlive the game itself. But that mechanic and that setup is essentially completely back in Call of Duty Vanguard in the form of the bayonet attachment, which we're going to do a very mini sort of in-depth on and talk about a lot today after this sponsor. Every day I wake up and make the same mistake. I choose not to buy nordvpn.com/drifter, even though it's 73% off right now with 1 month for free. I just say to myself, I'm not ready to have a VPN in my life. It's okay if I'm putting my IP address and all of my private information all over the internet for people to see. I mean, probably nobody wants it, right? Even though NordVPN could keep me safe, I just decided not to. I know that it's fast, with over 5,100 servers in 60 different countries, so I can connect anywhere, anytime. I know that I can run it on up to 6 devices, including Android, iOS, Windows, Linux. There's even a one-click Chrome extension that I'll never use. Today my wife asked me if we could watch Japanese Netflix because there was a new show that she wanted to see. But I don't have a VPN, so I'm stuck with American Netflix, so she went to go watch it with one of her friends, and I stayed at home alone. I went to play a video game, and everybody could see my IP address, so I just got DDoSed off the net. I guess that's just what it's like when you play without a VPN. I could have even tried changing my region to see if there were discounts on the games that I bought, but I didn't because I just am not ready for NordVPN in my life. I'm choosing to be unsafe and to have access to a smaller version of the internet. If there's anything you've learned from this skit, it should be that you don't want to be a sad clown. So you should probably buy nordvpn.com/drifter using the link in the description and use code DRIFTER and save yourself a ton of money while getting a fantastic product. Well, I do hope you check out NordVPN. They help keep things going on this channel, but if you can't, you could always use my creator code in the Call of Duty store, which is DRIFTOR. It's got to be all caps, and the O is a 0 like on the number pad. Don't know why it's that way, but it's got to be all caps and O is a 0, but if you do that, it supports me when you spend your COD points. All right, so let's talk about what's going on here. If you remember in Modern Warfare 2, and I've got gameplay here from These Knives Only, I don't think he's going to sue me, you could equip a perk called Commando that would give you significantly more melee range. You could stack this with lightweight, which is faster speed, marathon is unlimited sprinting, and then you can run something like a tac knife and go very, very stabby and just kind of break the physics of the game and reality. Well, that's pretty much 100% completely returned in Call of Duty Vanguard with the bayonet attachment. The bayonet is available on a variety of assault rifles and I think a couple of the marksman rifles as well. You can see it here in the menus on the STG-44. It's kind of a mid to high tier unlock, so you're going to have to grind up a bit to get it. But with this and the right perks and right setup, it is essentially the same as Commando Pro. So I saw this, I thought it was silly, we did it in game and I'm like, okay, this is really effective, so let's go ahead and test it. Let's see what the testing looks like. Well, we were able to stab people over the fountain in Red Square. We were just kind of setting up and I was like, hey, Muffins, get down from there. We don't, that's going to be too far away. It's going to mess up the animation, but it didn't. I just stabbed him from a million miles away. We tested it at a lot of distances. You can jump and stab up windows. You can stab down, and you can also just poke people at super long ranges in general. However, if you have the bayonet attachment on, you can also do a bayonet charge. This reminds me a lot of the bayonet charge from Battlefield 1. You would see people sprinting across the map trying to stick each other with the bayonets because it was an insta-kill. Well, this one does kind of a similar thing, if not a little bit easier. So when you activate the bayonet charge, you are sprinting at full speed, if not a little bit faster. I think it's more of a field of view change is what you get going on. However, the moment that an enemy enters your maximum stab or reach range, you will automatically stab them. You don't have to run into them, you don't have to aim this, you don't have to time this, you don't even really have to know the range. You just have to activate the bayonet charge and run at people, and once they're within your range, they're automatically going to get stabbed from an incredible distance away and kill them. Now, while you're doing this, you're screaming, you can't shoot, you're sprinting, so you sprint out time and other things, and there are downsides, no doubt, but the melee range benefit you get is absurd. So let's briefly take a look at the class setup that makes this possible. Of course, the bayonet attachment, which we've talked a a lot about already. The next one is a gun proficiency perk, enchantment, whatever you want to call these things, called Reach. This one gives you, according to the in-game stats, +1 melee range, and to the best of my ability to tell, somewhat subjectively since the game is not out very long and I'm still a little bit limited on the hands, it seems to roughly double your melee range, and this also seems to stack with the bonus that you get with the bayonet. Then, on top of that, the game has lightweight returning for the first time in a while, so you can just move faster, you can approach enemies faster, and lightweight isn't necessarily important to maximize your stab range, but it'll make you do your bayonet charge faster, it'll make you move faster, it'll make you enter inside of people's lethal range really, really fast. So, pretty much any weapon you want, we're using the STG because that one just fully leveled up, bayonet, reach, and lightweight, and then you can just run around the map charging and stabbing people. It is incredibly fun. I mean, it is just pure satisfaction incarnate, and there's something about me that goes back, I want to say my childhood, but I was actually in my late 20s, I think, when Modern Warfare 2 came out, because I'm old, I'm a boomer here. Nostalgia, perhaps, is the right word, but it just brings back good memories. It feels fun, it feels satisfying. Very few people are doing this right now, so I haven't been bayoneted yet. I have a feeling that as soon as it happens to me, I'm going to have a number of colorful opinions about its fairness. But it is really fun, and I'm glad to see Sledgehammer bring in some fun back to Call of Duty instead of keeping it entirely serious. But let's be honest, it's probably not fair to have that much sort of crazy impossible reach in a melee range. There's a trade-off in that, like quick scoping and other stuff. Yes, you're meleeing people. Yeah, you're not shooting back. There is a disadvantage and that sort of stuff. But it's almost at the point where it breaks physics and breaks logic. I have no idea how this passed quality assurance in any capacity whatsoever. The only way that this makes sense is if the QA guys and the dev guys just sat down and they said to themselves, you know what made COD great? It wasn't balance in the competitive scene. It was Modern Warfare 2 just having a bunch of ridiculous stuff that blew people up and everything was super lethal. So let's just bring some of that back. Commando, yeah, let's just throw Commando in here. Let's give it a World War II sounding name and let's just go to stabbing people. And then, you know, another QA guy is going to be like, yeah, but that's terrible for balance, and think about the pro scene. And then, you know, like the meme, they just throw him out of the glass window and like, screw that, fun. So that's kind of all for today's video. I really just wanted you to see the testing and the class setup and a couple of examples here. It's really fun. I don't know how to express that more than what I've already done. I just hope that some of you give it a try just on anybody other than me, because I don't want to have too many curse words while I'm streaming. Guys, that is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.